Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sherry. I am a third grade math and science teacher. Oh Lord. I kind of wanted to, oh, and if you're not new here, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to, I don't want to use the word update because I always say update, but I wanted to kind of talk about how my semester has been going so far. It is December 29th, so I am halfway through the school year. I think my last video was my classroom setup. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that's where I left off. So there's been a lot going on. So I apologize that I have not had time to get on here and record. Apparently I was doing some things wrong in my classroom and it was just causing me to waste so much time, and my principal was like, no, we need to fix this. So I'm way less stressed out. Just in general, I've got a lot better time management, and just things have been going so much better. So I guess I'm trying to think of where to start. So we did get through, I mean, there's really not too much to say about teaching so far, I guess. Like, it was very stressful at the beginning, but I mean, I got through it. So let me see. There's just been a lot going on. We did get through the first STAR test, which was our benchmark. In Texas, it's the standardized test that we do. So we take it twice a year. The one that we take in December is the benchmark. So it is, I found out last year's STAR test. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but sorry, I got a text message. So we got through the benchmark testing. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't really as stressful as I expected it to be. I always hear horror stories about, you know, the standardized testing and STAR testing and stuff, and everybody always talks about how scary and intimidating it is, and it really wasn't bad at all. You know, there's a lot of rules that you have to follow, but as long as the kids cooperate and do what they're supposed to do, then it's not so bad. Okay, I thought I missed a spot in my eyeliner, but it's just the reflection. I was like, that looks ridiculous. Sorry. Anyways, so I got through that. I did, oh, and what's today? Today's Wednesday. I go back to school on Monday. We are doing intercessions. So these intercessions are basically, like a catch-up period. They're not really tutoring, but they are geared towards like the lower kids, you know, bringing them up and accelerating the higher kids. But the higher kids really, they don't really get the acceleration. They more just get to sign up for other classes and stuff that they want to take. Like the first intercession that we did, there was a cooking class with Coach, and that one filled up so fast. All the kids wanted to cook with Coach. She was a hot commodity. And so she kept running out of food because there were so many kids. They didn't expect her to be such a hit, but she was. So they signed me up to do science experiments, and so a bunch of kids would come to my class for the second half of the day. So our intersessions go from 8 to 12, so 2 hours I get to do instruction, which is just math, and then for the last 2 hours we get to do science. And so, well, for that one I was doing science, but that was more of like the fun class. It wasn't exactly instructional. So I had some 5th graders and some 4th graders in my room that were participating. I want to say we did it at the beginning of October or something like that, maybe the middle of October. I did some fall themed things and like pumpkin carving, and we were doing weights and measurements and stuff like that, and like estimating with pumpkin seeds and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. It was very messy, and we kind of ran out of time. We didn't get to count all of our seeds, but that was fun. So I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that again this coming week, and it's Wednesday. I go on Monday. So we're having a meeting on Monday to discuss what intercession is going to look like this week, and then we're doing intercession Tuesday through Friday, and then the next Monday everybody comes back to school. So intercession is optional, so all the teachers don't have to participate, but if you do, you get a stipend. So of course I'm gonna sign up for it. And it's like, I kind of dread it, but it's not that bad. It's just kind of, what's that word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's not bad, but I just dread it for some reason. But anyways, so there's that. Teaching hasn't been too crazy. I was doing a lot of paper homework, and that was killing me, and I was drowning in paperwork, just homework everywhere, and I had like 2-inch thick stacks of it, and there was no end in sight. And so I told my principal about it, and she was like, we haven't done that in years. And so she was like, there's an easier way. And my mentor told me about it, and she was like, no, do everything on the computer. Like, it grades itself. All you have to do is input the grades. And I was like, why didn't y'all tell me this? So I'm just over here like dying, and they were like, well, you didn't tell us that you were having problems. I was like, well, I didn't realize it, I just thought that y'all really had your stuff together. So once I got that taken care of, things have calmed down a lot, and my mood has improved. I'm not as grouchy. I'm not near as exhausted as I was. I still come home and fall asleep on the couch, but that's to be expected. The kids are kind of exhausting at times, but they're so much fun, and I just adore them. And I saw one of my kids the other night. We went to the movies, and she ran up, and it was just really exciting because I feel like we hadn't seen each other in forever, and it's only been like a week. So it's a lot of fun. And we had our Christmas party the last day of school, and a bunch of parents showed up, and I've just been having a blast. My partner teacher is amazing. A whole lot of the staff is I say a whole lot of the staff in its entirety they're all amazing. And our office people and our sped department and everybody is they're very helpful and encouraging, and it's really, really great. But we did kind of have a bombshell dropped on us a couple weeks ago. I want to say probably 2 weeks before the end of the semester, and that was that our school is going to be closing its doors, and basically we have to find new jobs. at the end of the school year. So that was really a hard pill to swallow. It was very upsetting for a lot of us. We found out in a staff meeting, and we all knew that something bad was going to happen, because we are a charter school and we are housed inside of a church. Sorry, I keep like moving around. I can't get comfortable. We're housed inside of a church, and they opted not to renew our lease. So this is something that we kind of figured has been coming for a long time, because they've really been restricting what we can and can't do in the school, and it's really obnoxious. And I felt like this was something that the church has known was coming for a while, and they just didn't tell us, or maybe corporate knew and they just didn't tell us. But so they came for like a walkthrough, and there were about 6 or 8 people from corporate that came through, and I thought that was a little bit much just to kind of observe teachers and stuff. So I was like, something's kind of fishy, and there were a lot of rumors going around in the school, and you know, everybody is just like, this is really weird, like there's never this many people. And the next day, our principal was very down in the dumps and just kind of mopey, and we could all tell that something wasn't right. And so, you know, the rumors started flying even more, and we're like, oh no, something bad is coming. And she called an emergency meeting on a Friday afternoon, which is very out of the ordinary. We have our meetings on Monday evenings. So we knew something bad was going to happen, and you know, just her demeanor and everything, and having a meeting on a Friday after school, and it was weird, you know. And so we were all kind of expecting something bad. We were hoping for the best, but you know. So we get in there, and there were 2 people from corporate. One of them was the HR guy, and another one was our regional director. And they broke the news that at the end of the school year, the school is going to be closing its doors. But they were there, the regional director and the HR were there to talk to us about getting into other schools within the district, basically, because we're a charter school, so we're not part of the actual school district, but we do have our own kind of district type thing. So they held kind of informal interviews. They called it a meet and greet, but they were informal interviews the next week for us. And I don't interview very well. So they, and basically you're doing an informal interview in front of a panel, and you had no time to prepare for it. And I went in there and I froze. It was in the middle of a school day. My kids were at specials, and I go in for this interview, you know. And they were like, okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. And I was like, and I just couldn't think of anything. It was awful. So some teachers got job offers like the end of the day. I have not heard anything. So I'm feeling really discouraged about that. So I'm kind of freaking out, because this is my first year teaching, and there's a brand new school. They built it right next door to where I live. Like I could walk there if I wanted to, but I won't. And it was very, and it is still really like scary and difficult, because the school that just opened right next to us, they are brand new. This is their first school year to be open. Right now they are K through 2, but next year they're going to expand into K through 8, which is what my current school is. And then the next year they're going to open up a 9th grade, and the next year 10th, and then 11th and 12th. And so they're going to eventually have a K through 12 school based on enrollment. They're getting their own brand new building. They're building the elementary school right now, and it's a big 2-story building, and it's going to be amazing, but I don't know if I'm going to get in or not, and that's the one that was at the top of my list. This new school is self-contained, so I think up to the junior high, all the grades are self-contained, so 5th, all the elementary grades are self-contained. So I would go from teaching math and science to math and science and ELAR and all that. And that kind of scares me a little bit, just because it's new and I've never done that. And it's just a lot of change to have to deal with my first year of teaching. So yeah. They said that in the beginning of January they would start opening up applications, and they were going to start interviewing because they really wanted to move quickly with the hiring process for teachers, especially for the school right next to us. There's another one about 15 minutes from me. They do all their stuff on computers, but it's in person. And then you don't teach in front of the class. You basically go around and help students as needed. It's kind of a self-paced, but they have to work within certain parameters. Like they can go as fast as they want, but they cannot outrun the system. But essentially they could work up, I think the guy said, if they can go as fast as they want, and they could eventually like go into the next grade and start working up and working up and working up. And they could potentially graduate high school with an associate's degree free of charge. So I was like, that's kind of cool, but I don't think I would want my kids to go there, because I feel like I don't know. I don't like the idea of my kids learning on computers. But at the same time, if I got that job, I wouldn't have to lesson plan, which is nice, because lesson planning is a pain in the butt. It is my enemy. I hate it. I don't like it. I just fly by the seat of my pants most of the time, because neither one of my classes are on the same wavelength. So my first class, they may speed through a section, and my second class is totally confused and we have to go super slow. They just don't get it, and I have to put extra work into my second class. And sometimes it's the other way around. Like my first class will take 20 minutes to solve one problem, and the next class is like, oh yeah, we totally get the answer. So they never work at the same pace. So to me, lesson planning is a waste of time, because half the time I don't know what lessons I'm going to teach in a day. Like I could teach 2 or 3, or I could teach 1, so it's really, I really don't like lesson planning, but I am forced to do it. So I thought about doing that while I'm still on my break, trying to at least get a couple weeks worth of lesson plans out of the way, but I don't even remember where I left off. I think I was in chapter 6, but who knows? And there's not really a way that I can go in there in the computer program and see where I left off, because the computer program wasn't really working anyway. So I was just doing stuff in one of the student books and put it under the projector and, did the problems with them instead of, showing them the videos and the walkthroughs and stuff like that. Because those really seem to help my kids. Though sometimes they don't even need them, like with the multiplication, they're like, this is so easy, and they just breeze right through it. So other than that, so my school year's been going great. had a lot of supports. We did get a new instructional coach, and she's really been helping us with our time management and different techniques and stuff like that, like trying to stay on track, trying to pace ourselves. She's been helping me with that as well, because I felt like I was falling, well, I didn't feel like I was falling behind. I was falling behind. I was very, very behind. So the only thing, because I wanted to try to get some lesson planning in before I go back, but I left all my books at school. So we have to do our essential questions, our objectives, the guided practice, the independent practice and stuff like that. Like, we have to put all that stuff down. We use Planbook, so it's an online platform where you can go in and put all your lesson plans in there. And she made it to where we don't have extra tabs and everything up at the top. Like, she only put the tabs in there of what we need to have. So it's pretty easy, like, to click over and stuff and just, type in the information. But I don't have my books with me, so I don't think the online version has all the stuff I need, but I don't know. I don't want a lesson plan. I hate it. But anyways, so aside from that, having to find another job, I'm not certified. I am not in a teaching program. I did submit my new transcript from my master's program to Texas teachers, just to see if maybe that would help me bypass the stupid PACT exam. But I haven't heard anything from them because they don't answer their phones, they don't respond to emails, so I'm not expecting to get a phone call from them. I did try to do I Teach Texas, which I really liked, because they, when you sign up for it, they give you an intro course, and you have to get through the intro course and pass the quiz at the end, but you have to get 100% on the quiz before they send you to admissions. So you can retake the quiz 4 times, but you have to get 100%. So the last 2 times that I took it, I got 49 out of 50 questions, and it was so irritating because, and it wasn't even the same question that I missed each time, and like, for our Thanksgiving break, I got sick the week before, and so I was home for 2 weeks, and it was not corona, but probably, I don't know. I tested negative twice, but I had all the symptoms, so who knows. But what was I saying? I lost it. Oh, so I was sick, and I went through that, the program all over again, and I was like, look, I'm going to write down all the answers because they're throughout the course, and it's got in bold print, this will be on the quiz. So I went through and I wrote down everything, and it took me all day to do it. And I had to email the lady and was like, hey, can I get one more attempt on the quiz? And so she emailed me back, she opened it up, and I went in there, but this voice inside my head was like, don't do it, you're sick. You're not going to be able to do it, like, don't do it. And I was like, but I wrote down all the answers, like, there's no way I'm not going to get 100% on it. I got 47 out of 50, so I did worse on that one than I did the last 2 times I took it. So that kind of ticked me off. So I don't think I can go back in and redo it. That really, really made me mad. So, oh, another thing, because I had started working on my master's, what was I going to say? I had started working on my master's for marriage and family therapy. And I had started doing that before I got the teaching job. And the teaching position just kind of fell into my lap, and I really, like, I wasn't expecting it. I had interviewed for it, and because I'm horrible at interviewing, they did not choose me. But then I wound up getting the job anyways because of other things, which I thought was kind of ironic, but it's, God works in mysterious ways sometimes. But so I wound up having to drop one of my master's classes to try to lighten the load, because I said, there's no way I can keep up with 2 master's classes. I just could not do it. And so I was like, well, let me just try it with 1 instead and see how that goes. And I was falling behind in the assignments, and there was no way that I could do that, especially not with me drowning in homework and all that. So that was really, really difficult. So I took an F in that class. Like, I tried to make up the assignments, but if I dropped the class, then I would basically be dropping out of the master's program, and I didn't want to do that. So I took an F, and that really, really hurt. Just because I had a 4.0, and now it's down to like a 2 point something. So it was really, really bad for my GPA. But I've done some thinking and some soul searching, and I really just don't feel like I want to be a therapist anymore anyways. So I've been doing some research lately, and this morning I submitted a request to change my major for my master's program. It is still school related, but it is not an education one. But I'm not going to spoil it just in case I don't get in. They still have to accept you and all that stuff, just like any other master's program. So hopefully I get into it, and I'll try to just do a class or 2 at a time, and try not to get overwhelmed in it. Try not to get overwhelmed in it, but we'll see what happens, I guess. But anyways, I got a class pet, and she's a snake, and she's so cute. She is a ball python. Her name is Pumpkin. She is, I'm guessing, about 4 months old. She's still pretty tiny. She's about 2 feet long. She will get up to 6 feet long, and they live up to 30 years. She's super cute, very calm and well behaved, and she's never struck at me. I've scared her a couple times, and she hissed at me, and it scared me probably more than it scared her. But she's hissed at me about 3 times. But it's just, they sleep with their eyes open, so you can't, they don't have eyelids, so you don't know when they're awake and when they're asleep. And I reached in there to pick her up, and I scared her, and she hissed at me. So it was really funny. But I've taken her to school a couple times, and the kids absolutely love her. But my principal is terrified of snakes. So my principal, my assistant principal, and my art teacher, she comes to my classroom for art. So she said that if I have my snake in my classroom, she will not come to my classroom. So I'll have to take my kids downstairs. But yeah, so that's been really fun. But the kids absolutely love her, and my friend that is a 2nd grade teacher also got a snake. She has a male ball python, and he just turned 1 year old, so he's pretty big. I carried him around at school, like the last week of school, and the kids were taking selfies with me with the snake. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to get her to do a video with me at some point, because she and I are like besties, and we hang out like every single weekend. But she teaches 2nd grade. But yeah, so that's about all I have to update. you know, I'm still chugging along. You know, I applied to change my major for my master's program. I got my class pet. Our school's closing down. I have to find a new job, basically. I'm really, really, really hoping that I don't have to like find a new job and that I can just get a different school, basically. Because the ISDs, you have to have your teacher certificate, and I don't. And I'm not even in a program, so that really sucks. But other than that, I don't really have anything else exciting to say. Not that any of this has been exciting, but I hope to get you more information soon. Hopefully good news, you know, new job, stuff like that, or new school, not new job, but new school. So yeah. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I will see you all next time. Bye.